Hello to my beautiful collectives out there. Welcome to my channel. Hello to my beautiful collectives out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl. And this is your monthly forecast for April 2026. Okay, there's a lot happening here in Aries. So keep your head on. A lot of heat is happening out here. Okay, so we're going to start with the full moon in Libra, which is opposite of Aries. And it's called the pink moon. It'll be at 12 degrees of Libra, and it will be Pacific Standard Time, 7:11 p.m. Okay? This is fiery cardinal energy, leadership energy, initiation energy. Okay, the energy is hot, forward moving, and aggressive. So beware. Okay, you may feel the heat already. The month starts out with the sun in Aries and Mars meeting Neptune and Saturn in Aries this month as well. Okay, the new moon on the 17th is 27 degrees of Aries at 4:51 a.m. and it forms a powerful stellium. And this is just a parade of planets in the sign of Aries, somewhere in one of your houses. Just depend on where the rising sign is for you. Okay, so we have Neptune, Mercury, Mars, and Saturn, the Sun, Moon, and the wounded healer Chiron in Aries as well, conjuncting Aries. So there's a lot to unpack here in your chart, but just note that there is an area of concentrated energy somewhere in your chart in one of the houses. And where that is for you is going to be that intense city. Okay, the energy is intense. You could have arguments about different things depending on where it is, because Aries and Mars, okay, they take action first and think later. Okay, so they can be impulsive. So just beware of any impulsivity that you may have. Try to think about it before you know, put it out there, because during this time, what you put out, you can't take back. That's the thing. But this is all about growth, okay? Maturity, all right? So just so you know, this is happening for you and not just to you, okay? And we all are experiencing this simultaneously. It just depends on where this stellium is in your chart, okay? So let's get going and talk about the rising signs and where this stellium is going to be in your chart, all right? See you on the other side. Hello to my beautiful Leo risings out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl, and this is your monthly forecast for April 2026. Okay, and just to start out, I just want to share with you that there is a concentration of Aries energy that is intense that will be activated around the new moon on the 17th. But as we start the month, we are going to have a full moon on the 1st of April in the sign of Libra, which is opposite Aries, and it will be squaring Jupiter in Cancer. And please note that all of the planets are moving in forward motion now, which means that there's an acceleration of changes and growth that is occurring as we speak. Oh my goodness. So we're going to get right into the your astrology forecast and see what's showing up for you. Leo rising. So on the first, we have a full moon, which is considered a pink moon in the sign of Libra. And this is happening in your third house. And it's going to square Jupiter in Cancer, which is happening in your 12th house. Okay, so your third house is about communication, early education, short trips, your local environment, your siblings, your friendships as well. Now, your 12th house is about behind the scenes, your subconscious mind, your karmic patterns, old contracts, escapism, retreats. Let's see. Did I say your own self undoing? That part as well. So here, with the 12th house, we have Jupiter in Cancer expansion, okay? Looking at your ancestry because it's Cancer as well. So old patterns like, what is it? Generational curses may be in the spotlight for you during this full moon as well, letting go, okay? So the full moon in Libra, and during this time, you may be feeling pushed. Squares are push and pull energy, okay? Push between your outer social mental world and your spiritual inner emotional world. You may want to talk, plan, or socialize while simultaneously craving quiet, rest, or escape. Overthinking or over talking about worries, relationships, or dreams with a tendency to exaggerate or hope too much is what you say or assume. Okay? So, it's highlighting those patterns that are lighting up for you in your communication space here in your 12th house, where you can start to see the generational energy behind that, how you communicate or how you worry. So let go. All right. This is a place where you can let go. The square is meant for that to happen. So let it happen. No resistance, okay? And no fear. So here we have, on the third, we have Venus in Taurus squaring Pluto in Aquarius. Now, Venus in Taurus is happening in your 10th house of your public reputation, your career, your authority figures, and your coworkers. And your 7th house is about your one-on-one relationships, partnerships, business partners, legal matters, your open enemies as well, like, old boyfriend, girlfriend, divorce partners, that type of open enemy is what I'm speaking of. Okay? So you can expect, because Pluto is a transformative, obsessive, power and control energy. Okay? So we know that with this square, there are some issues behind that. Okay? So you can expect obsessions over status versus loyalty, potential manipulations in business alliances, or breakthroughs by confronting insecurities in public private life balance. Okay? Public ambitions may trigger partner jealousy or demands for change. Watch for perfectionism, chaos and collaborations, or superficial comforts as well. And that's the Venus in energy, in Taurus energy. But just know that this square is meant for you to recognize where you have been trying to, or where you have been controlled, okay? So you can take your power back, because this is what Aquarius is all about. It's that freedom loving energy for you to be authentic and standing in your own power. All right, so on the 5th, we have the Sun in Aries square Jupiter in Cancer. So the Sun in Aries is in your ninth house, and this is where this stellium is going to be activated at the new moon, okay? But right now, we're going to just take it a step at a time. So this ninth house is about your belief system, religion, spirituality, other cultures, different languages, philosophy, teaching, higher education, and publishing as well. Now, the 12th house is about, what's hidden, about your own self undoing, and karma, contracts, karmic contracts, generational curses are there as well. All right, so expect friction between your new ideas of adventure or beliefs and your need to safeguard your inner emotional security that can lead to overextending. This aspect will test your optimism by putting impulsive action against protective instinct. Okay? So Aries is impulsive, Cancer is protective, okay? And instinctual as well. All right, so we're going to move to the ninth, where we have Mars moving into its sign of Aries. And this is happening in the ninth house again. All right, so you may have a strong desire to pursue higher learning, teaching, or publishing ideas. You may have a desire for adventures, sudden trips, pilgrimages, or relocating part-time to new places. You may display an increase in your self-confidence to defend your belief, speaking up in debates, or challenging outdated world views. Okay, legal or business matters involving foreign countries, contracts, or higher institutions may require swift, assertive action. Okay? So on the 12th, we have Mars in Aries conjunct Neptune. This is happening in your ninth house. You now have a strong drive for pilgrimage, teaching, or vision learning. This aspect is ideal for healers or travelers and a perfect time to explore compassionate causes. There is a risk of delusions, impulsivity into fantasies, okay, or blurred boundaries in beliefs. All right, so whenever Neptune is present or activated, Neptune is going to blur the vision. It's going to make false evidence appear as real. Okay, that's how Neptune works. But Neptune is also a highly creative energy. It's also a spiritual energy where you can connect with through meditation, yoga, those kinds of things, and music, art are all a form of Neptunian energy. So it has positive things. It's just that, you know, it's beneath the surface. And we don't always take the time out to visit the beneath the surface. Okay? So boundary setting or boundless energy is also a part of Neptune's face. So on the 15th, we have Mercury moving into Aries. So, and this is happening in your ninth house. This is a good time for students applying to schools or teachers thinking about courses, long distance programs, or publishing ideas. Trips that involve learning, conferences, or contacts with foreign teachers or mentors may be stimulating at this time. However, Aries energy may make your delivery sharp and impatient. So just keep a mind's eye out, because this ninth house is concentrated with Aries energy, and it's easy for Aries to fall off the saddle. So this is all about maturity, and this has not happened in our lifetime because we now have Neptune and Saturn in Aries for the first time. So this whole stellium energy is new to us, but it is about growth. Okay, so let's see. We have on the 16th, we have Mars in Aries conjunct Saturn, and this is happening in the ninth house as well. So expect frustration from blocked momentum because Saturn restricts, it limits, it delays wherever it is, okay? So, like slow progress in education or travel plans, all right? Relationships with authorities may be strained, and impulsiveness may lead to setbacks like bureaucratic hurdles or suppressed anger. So, your patience is required, as I said before. Okay, so on the 17th, at this new moon, we have a new moon in Aries, and this is happening at 27 degrees of Aries at 4:51 a.m. and your ninth house. Okay, so the reason why I always bring up the degrees, is because if you are 5 degrees less than 27 or 5 degrees more than 27 degrees, then you may be most affected. Okay? If you're further out than that, you may not feel the heat of this stellium that is being activated as much as those with the 27 degree. Okay? So here, the new moon ignites restlessness with your routine life, urging you to seek adventure and meaning beyond the familiar, which sometimes, we get stuck. Okay, you may feel drawn to start a new course or study, plan a spontaneous trip, or embrace unfamiliar beliefs that challenge your perspectives, fostering optimism and intuitive insights. Okay, so this stellium is Neptune, Mercury, Mars, and Saturn are all in Aries, forming this stellium here. Okay? So just know that the heat is on. The heat is on, okay? We have, I think Mercury, yeah, Mercury is here. So we have Neptune being, you know, in the fog. Mercury is, but they're all direct, okay? So Mercury is giving off good energy. Mars is in its rulership, okay? And Saturn is here, putting restrictions on our Aries energy. So, Mars and Aries, they don't like being restricted, but here we are. We need the restrictions because we have Neptune here as well. All right, so moving on to the 20th. Sun in Taurus in the 10th house. And what a relief from this Mars energy and this stellium and these conjunctions with Mars happening. I mean, with Mars and Aries. So moving into Taurus is like a sigh of relief right now. So the sun brings extra attention to your career, achievements, excuse me, and how others see you publicly. Promotions, new roles, or recognitions are more likely now. You may be motivated to build a solid, long lasting track record rather than chase dramatic changes. You may be evaluating how your career aligns with what you truly value at this time. So on the 23rd, we have Venus in Taurus conjunct Uranus, and this is happening in your 10th house as well. You may crave your freedom, and it may disrupt your routine. Thrill seeking may lead to impulsive decisions or fresh connections. Okay, and this is this Uranus energy, it's electric and it's always going to do something sudden, but it's for our own personal freedom and our own authentic growth. Okay, so it kind of pops us out of, that wake up call kind of thing. Okay, so let's see, where was I? Sudden opportunities or shocks around possessions, luxuries, or spending habits emerge as well. You may add bold fashion statements or sensory experiments, like engaging in your five senses. Taurus is about that as well. All right, so on the 25th, we have the Sun in Taurus squaring Pluto in Aquarius. And Pluto is about transformation, power, and control. Aquarius is about freedom, authenticity. Again, Uranus and Aquarius have some of the same themes. So we have the Sun in Taurus squaring Pluto in Aquarius. This is happening in the 10th house for the Sun in Taurus, and the square Pluto in Aquarius is in the 7th house of relationships. Okay, all relationships are all of all kinds, legal, environment, legal contracts. Okay, so here you may experience clashing egos with your partner or boss, undermining your status. Meeting this manipulative dynamic head on may potentially lead to breakups, new alliances, or a redefined public role through crisis. Okay? That's how things can happen. And with that being said, we have Uranus moving into Gemini, and this is happening in your 11th house of large groups, organizations, memberships, friendship groups, co-worker groups, your your hopes and wishes as well. So here your friendships and networks may change suddenly. People may drift in and out, or you may feel a strong urge to cut ties with groups that feel fake, conforming, or stagnant. You may discover new interests, join online communities, or become involved with activists, tech related opportunities, or ideal driven circles that feel more aligned with your values. Your long term goals and ideals may unexpectedly shift and get replaced with something much more original or unconventional. Okay, now Leo rising, with these, especially when the outer planets move into another sign, the changes or the sparks, such as Uranus and Gemini, won't happen right away unless you have Gemini at 0 degree, like I do. So, if you have Gemini at 15 degrees, you have, some time before that happens. It's like maybe, a year or something, because Uranus sits in a sign for some time before it changes. I think it's like 7 years if I'm correct. All right, so Leo rising, that is, or this is your astro forecast for April 2026. And until next time, bye for now.